G'day cocktail lovers, I hope you've been keeping well. It's time for another cocktail, and this week I'm following a bit of a theme. I'm going to do a couple of videos all featuring the spirit cachaça, Brazil's national drink essentially. If you're not familiar with cachaça, it is derived from sugarcane juice. Unlike rum, for which the base is molasses, that's the sugarcane juice that's been boiled down. But cachaça, and there are a few other spirits, are actually made from the sugarcane juice that hasn't been boiled down. And so it's a cousin to rum, but it has its own character. People often describe it as it's a bit more grassy, it's a bit funky. Well, one thing cachaça is a very good mixer. It goes with a lot of stuff, and I'm going to make a few videos with it this week. And because, as I said, it's Brazil's national drink, Monday is Brazil's national day, and people in Brazil round out the week. At the end of the week, they have their cachaça day. I suspect there's possibly a lot of cachaça being consumed this week in Brazil. Probably a lot of it in the form of a caipirinha, which I'm not going to make because it's kind of a bit too obvious. It's a very good drink. Again, it's Brazil's national drink, and it's very simple. You basically dice up a lime, caster sugar on top of that, muddle it, not too hard, and pour the cachaça on top. There you've got a caipirinha, and they're apparently extremely easy to drink. But I'm going to do some more unusual drinks this week, showcasing how cachaça is a lot more diverse than just a caipirinha, despite how good a drink that is. And the first one I'm going to make is known as Bitter in Brazil. Front and center, we have our cachaça. This drink has 45 mils, 1.5 ounces of cachaça. We're also adding 3/4 of an ounce, or about 22.5 mils of orange curacao, or the orange liqueur of your choice. I'm using a local curacao made by Marionette. This is a bit drier than some, but 3/4 of an ounce of orange curacao going in. Also adding 3/4 of an ounce of Punta Mez. If you're not familiar with Punta Mez, it's an aromatized wine. It's basically halfway between vermouth and bitter amaro. Italians will say you just repeated yourself. Amaro is Italian for bitter. The recipe did say if you can't get Punta Mez, use another full-bodied vermouth. But Punta Mez comes up so often in cocktail recipes, I decided to get some. So that's what goes in next. 3/4 of an ounce of Punta Mez. There's just a little sweetener in this drink, 5 mils, about a bar spoon of sugar syrup. The last little touch is some Fernet Branca, and it's just a little touch, like half a bar spoon, just a splash of Fernet Branca. If you're unfamiliar with this one, this is an Amaro. It's very unique. There aren't different makes of Fernet Branca. It's made by one distillery, and it's bitter like most Amaro, not most Amaro, all Amaro are bitter to one degree or another. This has a unique profile. It's got quite a menthol edge to it, and so even just a tiny bit, half a bar spoon, is going to add a bit more character to this drink. This is a stirred drink, so we're going to stir it down about 20 seconds, get it nice and chilled, not too diluted. Finally, I'm going to strain this into a rocks glass with a nice big chunk of ice in there. Some of my nice clear ice I've been experimenting with. See, it's got a great colour from the Punta Mez and the Fernet Branca. Very amber colour. It's a very light aroma coming off it. If I put more Fernet Branca in, it would be very noticeable. But here we go with a taste test. This is a very rich drink. There's a real interplay between the flavours. Nothing's dominating in here. I'm not sure if it's the colour that's influencing my feeling, but it feels like there's almost caramel notes in this. It's really a quite interesting drink. You've got, again, that, as I said, the cachaça has that, dare I say, vegetal flavour. It's everyone always says it's got this grassy sort of flavour, very agricultural flavour to it. And there's much stronger flavours coming from the Punta Mez and the Fernet Branca, but they balance together really well. And you couldn't get much further away from a caipirinha than this, again showing off the versatility of cachaça. This is a good way to start off Brazilian week. And no, I'm not waxing anything, I'm just making a couple of cocktails with this rather tasty beverage. So yeah, if you've never tried cachaça, it has a character of its own that's really worth exploring, and I'll be doing it a bit more this week. Starting off with Bitter in Brazil. Cheers!